Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of Diablo 3. We've switched back to Unstoppable, our main character, and I've moved the Etch Sigil across so that we can use that. We're currently running at Torment 2, and we've got some blood shards from our co-op character which we can use up. At the moment, our primary goal is to get Hurgbasher's Binding. We've got a set of Ancient Path and Defenders, they're level 42, so I don't want to switch across to them until we actually have Hurgbasher's Binding. So let's gamble for belts and see if we can get lucky. Razor Strop, Sasha Knives. Neither of these are what we want. Hurgbasher's Binding will reduce the cost of Arcane Torrent, and we got pretty unlucky with that. Let's salvage all of these up at Hadrig. So our other primary goal is getting both Rimeheart and Deathwish. Both swords, we're going to get them through upgrading swords, and the best way of doing that is going to be for us to get Death's Breaths. I believe we have 19 at the moment, so I think we'll run some regular rifts, we'll build up some Greater Rift Keystones, and we'll keep like alternating back and forth. In fact, let's do a level 15 Greater Rift. We won't bother empowering it because we don't have a huge amount of money at the moment. But this will get us another legendary gem at least. And it should be relatively quick for us to plow through this. We're not in any particular danger on Torment 2, so I'm not too worried about our survivability, but until we get our legendary gems or our actual weapon or Hurgbasher's Binding, I don't want to move us up to Torment 3 just yet. We will need to be on Torment 4 in order to fight the Key Wardens as part of the season journey. But again, that's not urgent. Not until we actually get a weapon that we want to use. So let's grab those. We'll put the Garrigan point in just a moment. Right, that's going to go in. Resist all. Okay, let's hurry on through this rift. Get a nice cluster of mobs together. There we go. It's not massively helpful when he's got a shield on him. And there's his friends coming in. Well, mostly burning to death. And this is why I like the Firebird set. I mean, once you've got things set on fire, they will keep burning. I think shielding does stop it. I don't know whether it extinguishes it, but it certainly prevents the damage temporarily. But that just means there's more things to focus on. Power Pylon. We don't have Nemesis Braces on this character, so we're not going to get random mobs popping out just at the moment. I was tempted to move that across from our solo one, but I don't want to just move everything directly between them. The Etch Sigil, sure, that's like a key part of the build, but Nemesis Braces really aren't. Come on, give me another nice pack. Ooh, yeah, this is, let's call it tasty. Tasty and dangerous. No, no with the Frozen Pulse. We'll get all of these guys burning to death. And we'll not stand in the middle of that. Don't want to get frozen. There we go. Don't mind getting hit by a meteor, it's only for a fraction of a second. And we've got pretty good survivability, so that's all fine by me. Bang, 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 bang. They crumble before our power. I kind of wish they were hitting me just a little bit stronger. Not like massively stronger, but just to reset the cooldown on my teleport faster. Right, what do we got? We got some random skeletons down here. There's some blues. And they are on fire. Like, literally burning to death. Not like they're doing a good job or anything. Now, when we get more of the Firebird set, we'll get in the position where our damage increases depending on how many mobs burning at the same time. Also, it'll improve our damage reduction when that's going on. So there'll be like extra incentive to set things on fire. As if we didn't need more incentives already. I mean, setting things on fire is cool. Gets us experience. Makes it easier to kill them. It's like things just dying by passively going near them. It's like a conduit shrine having that. Except, obviously, we actually have to set things on fire first. But you know, you get the thought. Anything that reduces the amount of work I have to do in order to kill mobs is good in my mind. I think that's one of the reasons why when we go for the Rimeheart build, I'm going to want to change my ice armor over to the one that has the swirling vortex around it. And we're going to try and keep close to mobs, keep them frozen from that, and then Arcane Torrent all over their faces. I think that's going to be a reasonable plan. Not something I've tried before though, so it's going to be well, everything's going to be experimental, but hopefully it will be successful. Alright, how are we doing up here? Now, a lot of the inspiration I get for these builds, I get from googling different synergies, but also from the links in the description. You can see I use D3 Planner. It is just very roughed out. It is by no means a perfect or fully completed plan. I haven't gone through and optimized the various attributes for the build. It's just a rough idea of which items I want and which skills I want to be rocking as we approach those final builds. And then once I actually get there, I'll probably revisit them and update the plan, so to speak. Right, and after we're done with this, I'll just give a little recap on what we're using and what skills we have. Right, just a few more to murder, and it is Rift Guardian time.
Still waiting.
Right, burning to death already. That's great. Us running out of arcane power, not so great. Let's back off just for a second. Still burning to death, of course, while this is going on. There we go. Let's help you along your way. Job's a good one. And what do we get? Bane of the Stricken. Well, that's not a huge surprise. We do have that on our other character. Let's carry on boosting it actually, because I'm going to want it. I'm going to want 2 copies of it, one for each character. Although, really, that will more be an emergency. It's all gone horribly wrong. Let's move it back, kind of thing. Right, let's head back to town. So at the moment we're using 4 pieces of the Firebird set. We've got the boots, we've got the gloves, we've got the shoulders, and we've got the head. Let's put that in there. We're using Monster Hunter because we found a reasonable one, better than anything else we had at the time. And the rest is a bit pants. We've got 2 pieces of the Guardian set, and yellow, 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 and a Ring of Raw Grandeur that's doing nothing for us. It's increasing our damage a little bit, but it's by no means great. Okay, so Bane of the Stricken, that goes in here, and we're going to run another regular Rift. And this will help us on our way with grabbing Death's Breath. So let's hope it's a good area with lots of yellows and blues. Or, you know, just any monsters would be nice. This is not the hip-happening place I was hoping for. There we go, there's some blues. Actually, let's back off just a tiny bit. Because blues and yellows together could be a bit much, being right in the middle of all of it. Do not like vortexes, as I've said many times. Right, well, there's 2 Death's Breaths at least. That's great. And we'll put that Garrigan point in as well before I forget. More attack speed, yeah. I'm not entirely certain whether increasing attack speed will increase the speed with which Arcane Torrent drains my arcane power. It would kind of make sense to me if it did, but hard to say, hard to say. I think it, in fact, I think it does, in the same way that channeling Whirlwind, if you increase your attack speed, that increases its usage and you end up hitting more frequently within the channel itself. Right. Missile dampening doesn't affect Arcane Torrent. Let's keep them focused and going down. Right. Molten's burning to death. Tickles me a little bit, that. Yay, another Death's Breath. We may actually get up to 25 during this run, which would be nice. It'd also be nice if they didn't keep like hitting me and knocking me back. Way. And this is why we're running at Torment 2. More chance of getting Death's Breaths than at Torment 1 without significantly increasing our chance of dying. Yeah, you should run at the highest level that you're capable of, unless like you're specifically farming for Death's Breath, at which point you might want to like drop down a little bit just to improve the speed of your farming. But certainly when you're getting starting, I'd say push harder, faster, and then dial it back if you need to. Look at this, we are rocking them up. And Garrigan 35. Give me that, give me that. We'll kill a couple of these. Put that point into resist all. Nice. Map looks a little bit dull, actually. Let's have a look over this way. Nothing in that corner. Cormac just decided he was going to pop in the pool for a little dip. Little dip in the purple pond. Here we go. Frozen Nightmarish Waller Orbiter. It's not a nice combination. Still, they go down easily enough. And didn't hit us with the Frozens, which was awesome. More burning. More burning! I do like with the Firebird set, you don't need to hit them necessarily with a powerful flame. It just needs to be 3 flames of any kind. Oh yes, this looks like it's going to be better. While we've got the shield pylon, let's get right into the middle of as many things as possible. Get them all set on fire. Good for experience, good for my morale. And, well, I didn't get Death's Breath. I was going to say, and good for general farming, but mostly good for getting the rift over and done with. Right, we're about halfway through this shield pylon, so we do need to pay attention a little bit to what's going on. We're still good, we can ride this out. Bang, bang. Oh yes. Look at all these wonderful, wonderful deaths. And we are just about out of shield. Right, let's grab all of these. This should be enough to, yeah, bring the Rift Guardian in. Once he's burning to death, we don't care so much about him. We can, like, spend some time killing the ads and resting to get our arcane power back and all that. Veracity is not the deadliest Rift Guardian. Good to focus on and kill, of course, but we don't have to necessarily do it to the exclusion of everything else. There we go. You're about dead, and we are up to Garrigan 36. Give me that Death's Breath. Right, we'll kill these things, make this area clear, and head on back to town. Although, it'd probably be worth us spending our time to look for other yellow and blue mobs in here. Just because it's got a good density, this this particular map, and that's our best chance for getting Death's Breaths. Best chance isn't guaranteed, of course. But we can at least have a look around and see if there's any... Yeah, see, that, like, right here. Doesn't take us long to get in and kill him. And they're almost stacked on top of each other. Ah, geez, we didn't get another one. This is unfortunate for us. Let's carry on moving. We'll just have a little look more. Life on hit, obviously keeping us alive quite happily. Bang, 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 bang. All those little meteor hits, all of them healing us up just as they go. Right, not there. I'm surprised there aren't more. I mean, this was a pretty good area. I mean, it's still good experience, so there is that, but it's ah, here we go. I was going to say, it's not the incredible Death's Breaths collection that I was hoping for. There's one more. Well, that kind of makes it worthwhile. Yeah, the reason I say it's better to push harder, faster. The harder the difficulty level, the better chance you have of getting Death's Breaths dropped from these mobs. And the same if you're going after the Key Wardens for the Infernal Machines and Hellfire ingredients, you know what that'll do. We're almost full of stuff anyway, so... Oh, jeez. Cormac didn't even try to defend us. Right, we can give this to Cormac. That's going to be an improvement for him. And anything else we can actually give? Don't think so. Right, let's hand this in. And we'll put that Garrigan point into movement speed. Right, how are we doing for Death's Breath? We're up to 29, so we can actually upgrade a sword. Now, that's a spear. We're not going to upgrade that. So let's go salvage up. We'll make one, and fingers crossed. So, forge. Highest usable. Sword. And in Kanai's cube. Not extract legendary power, not reforge legendary, but upgrade rare item. Oh, we don't have enough reusable parts. Well, that's going to be problematic for us. Okay, well, we may as well carry on asking for belts from Kadala.
I can't afford that.
And we still got unlucky with that. Okay, so we'll store this sword for the moment. That is going to be our biggest sticking point, is the various reusable parts and things. Still, not a problem. Okay, well, seeing as we have another Greater Rift Keystone, let's run into a Greater Rift and we'll get another legendary gem. And you never know, we might get some good drops at the end of it as well. We won't be getting any Death's Breaths at the moment, but it's all for a good cause. Right, seeing as we're up to 2.4 million, let's empower this one. Just set them burning and walk away. It's a pretty effective technique, actually. As long as you're not moving too far away from them. I think if you get too far away from them, then it despawns the status effects on them. It doesn't despawn them, and it doesn't change their health. But it does get rid of the status effects. Which, you know, if your status effect is making them burn to death forever, it's kind of bad if it vanishes. and he totally froze. Out of my way, dude. We just decided not to fight. That was how that went. Depending on the map you get for these rifts, it can be incredibly dangerous, it can be incredibly frantic, or it can be just like a bit of a walk in the park. It's like, yeah, these guys don't seem too dangerous. I mean, they'll still like hit like an anvil, but come on, let me at that. Right, channeling pylon. Means I can manually do stuff. I can teleport everywhere. I say manually do stuff. I mean I can very quickly put out black holes and things. Oh man, just trying to like teleport around that corner did not work. This is going to be good. Channeling Pylon doesn't actually affect us that much. When we get Hurgbash's Binding, it's going to affect us even less. Shield Pylon, that's always good though. Mostly because we're pretty good with our resource management costs. And don't get me wrong, the faster cooldown on things would always be welcome, but it's not a huge thing for this this build, because most of the stuff that we use doesn't really have cooldowns. Okay, another large open area. Well, I don't care. We've got a mini blighter, where we're Festibile, where we're Deadbile more like. He's gone. And what do we got up here? Yeah. Clusters are where this build really excels. Right, with our shielding gone, we'll start paying attention to the mobs again. Paying attention doesn't necessarily mean killing them, it just means respecting the fact that they could kill us. And one of the reasons why we want to get Death Wish is Death Wish itself will make it so when we're channeling Arcane Torrent, all of our damage is increased by 625%. And that's going to be multiplicative. So if something's bleeding to death for 3000% damage per second, that will get multiplied by 6 times. It's going to be huge. At least, I think that's how it works out with my maths. Of course, if we stop channeling, then they'll just go back to regular burning. But what we want to be doing is we want to be trying to boost that as much as possible. 6 pieces of the Firebird set will also boost that. That'll increase with every single mob that's burning, up to a limit, of course. But we're burning the trees. The mortar-equipped trees. You know, it's just like a regular forest. Forests I go walking in have all got mortar-equipped trees. Right, let's back off just a little bit from this guy. Just to get some more arcane power. Oh god, nightmarish. Right. Let's just get him killed. And his friends and everything else. What have we got? We got Orlash, alright. Orlash does like his little burny thing. But he's gonna die in just a second. There we go. Garrigan 38. Oh, and we got a set amulet. Now that's really good. So we want the Endless Walk set. That's going to be Tower Rushes, isn't it? Well, I mean, it's still better than what we have. And we could wear Tower Rushes belt if we find Tal Rasha's belt. Stone Adventures is one of the ones that I originally had in my plan, I believe. Yeah. I don't know if we're going to keep that. I think we're going to be swapping it over for something else. So for the moment, we'll keep boosting Bane of the Stricken. I may as well boost Bane of the Powerful a little bit as well. There we go. Alright, back to town. It's not terrible, that, actually. And the Endless Walk set will take up 2 slots, but it will provide huge benefits for those for that investment. So let's get that gone. And we'll drop these off, and I think we can jump into another rift. So, Stone Avengers, that goes up there. Yeah, these don't have maximum limit ranks. I like to separate out those that have maximum limits so I don't accidentally start pushing them into them. When it comes time for Countersands Despair, that'll become an actual issue if we can't level them up enough because they've only got 50 levels, for instance. Unleash the power! Yeah, if we actually like find anyone to kill, then you know we'll totally unleash the power. But until then, we're just walking in the rift. Come on, give me interesting things. Yeah, if it wasn't for us producing so many weapons for my brother when we were doing our co-op session, we probably have the materials we need to upgrade that sword. It's not a problem. We are, of course, going to get the materials, but materials do become very, very important. So that's why I pick up everything as I'm going around. Because everything can get converted, everything can get salvaged, and everything will get used over time. At least until we have crazy good equipment, and then it'll become less of an issue. But certainly in the initial gearing, it is worth us having a look at. Splat, 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 all over the place. That was pretty fun. Keep the fire going where those guys were exploding. Just so that anything comes out, it gets immediately hit, set on fire, hit with meteors, etc, etc. Sucked into a black hole. I love being a wizard. Wizards are so cool. And also, it's carte blanche for interesting, fun and crazy skills. And I think there's a lot of variety that the other classes don't get. Crusader, for instance, there is a bit of variety in the skills, but ultimately it comes down to different ways to hit things and different ways to protect, which is perfectly fine, but you don't get to drop a black hole for crowd control. Did he just go flying off the edge? That was hilarious. And I think that's why I enjoy the wizards so much. I think the flavour of their skills is so varied compared to other classes. Except maybe the Witch Doctor. I mean, the Witch Doctor does have a chicken skill, which is just hilarious. Right, where are we going down here? Nice cluster, cool. That will do wonderfully. It is a little bit tempting to move it up to the next Torment difficulty. Just because I'm not under threat at the moment, and it will improve our rewards in doing so. Because we're not getting close to dying. And the more Garrigan levels we get, the more powerful we become. Same with the extra equipment and stuff that we're picking up. So it wouldn't be unreasonable for us to consider moving up. Let's get a bit more experience as we are going. Murder these pylons. They're all gone.
Still waiting.
Alright, get the sneaking suspicion this isn't going to go where... Oh, well... It does go somewhere interesting, so... It's not terrible as coming down here. There we go. Killed him before the orbiter stuff became a problem. No death's breath. Maybe if we were on a higher difficulty we would have got one there. It's impossible to say for certain. But there would have been more chance of getting one. So... Statistically, over time, we will end up with a larger stash of death breaths, specifically, not just like a larger stash. I mean, we can still pay 200 grand and get another stash tab, but we haven't even filled up what we have at the moment, so that also can wait. No, thank you to the orbiter thing being right on me. It's very disagreeable to. To my health. Certainly not the fastest rift, but not the worst. We're getting good experience from all this, so... It's all fine. I just wish we could find something interesting. I would love to just find Rimeheart. He'll go straight in the cube, and I will never look back. Come on, kill the big dude. There we go. I love the new chest designs that they introduced a couple of patches ago. You know, they look properly themed for the areas. Very, very cool. And I should try a little bit more experience as well. Always helpful with further leveling. And we are actually shooting up quite quickly to Garrigan 41 already. And the early ones always go a little bit faster than the later levels, certainly. And I think it's good in a way. You know, decreasing the difficulty curve to get your first couple of levels. But it's such a stark difference between level 69 to level 70 and the first 5 Garrigan levels that it can feel a little bit like a disconnect. Oh, Agnidox. You fun little thing. You're quite fiery, but I think I am more fiery. There we go. Greater Rift Keystone. Another Death's Breath. Some more blood shards. So we can gamble for some more belts. Right, let's put that in, and we'll just talk straight to Kadala. Kadala, let's have a look at these. No. Disappointment all round. Now, one good way to get reusable parts, if I actually bring up my crafting materials. So we've got a lot of arcane dust, we've got a lot of air crystals. We don't have many reusable parts. We could go round Act 1 and start opening up all of the various containers and things. Probably wouldn't be a terrible plan for us to spend just a little bit of time doing that in the Halls of Agony. So things like these, that will get turned into reusable parts. They're easy to find. Normally you'd like do this during questing, but when we're specifically waiting to do something like upgrading a sword, which could very, very easily like affect our build in a very positive way, it's worth just like running out and grabbing a couple. It's not like we need many anyway. There we go, there's some more. Oh yeah, give me all the crappy things. I believe you can actually convert crafting materials in between like the different types, but that would be quite a while before we were able to... Ooh, okay. Now this is a very rare spawn area. Sometimes you get a cursed chest down there, but you do get torture tools up along the top. And that's what we're interested in at the moment. Curse chest, always nice to do, you know, extra experience and killing a ton of mobs. But this is a reusable part finding expedition specifically. It does make me wonder what reusable parts you can get from axes and other things. Like, if it's just like random scraps of metal, then it could just be called random scraps of metal. Although I suppose reusable parts does sound a little bit more mysterious, doesn't it?
How does that feel? I am convinced that some malevolent being is attempting to wrest control.
It's not going to... Ooh, there's a goblin. Alright, well, let's get some gems as well.
Still waiting. I'm unable to control my body. Lazarus knows. This is certain.
I mean, once he's burning, he's pretty much a guaranteed death. There we go. He's just died around the corner. Ah, it looks like we have a cursed chest over here as well. Right, let's grab that. We'll grab these gems. Clear this area out, and we'll put this point into attack speed. 30 seconds for champion elites. That sounds pretty perfect to me. They are so dead. What are we getting? Bits and bobs. Bits and bobs. The other way of getting reasonable parts is, of course, via the various goblins. But they're by no means guaranteed that A, you're going to find them, B, they're going to have the right types, and C, they're going to drop enough for what you need. So me, this is where I come to do my farming for reasonable parts. And we should get plenty out of all these bits and bobs that we're picking up along the way. How are we doing? We're about just over halfway full of junk. Literally junk. Now we may as well help out with this while we're down here. Tormented Behemoth, the horror of the pit. So totally dead. Now, why did they think it was going to be a good idea to get in there? I don't care. We got him out. That's the important thing. We got the experience. And some other random items. Nothing that's going to push us forwards with reusable parts, unfortunately. But we can keep looking. There's plenty of other places for us to go in here.
You dare attack me?
Also, it's a pretty good place for just generally getting experience and racking up the kill counts. Mobs are close enough together that you can like get pretty decent ones. There's good drops. There's good experience to be had here. And if we'd already been to Greed's Realm, we'd have the Boon of the Hoarder, so we'd be getting decent amounts of money for this as well. Right, let's put that in resist all, I think. we're pretty much done with this place. Let's head back to town. We'll salvage these up, and we'll see if that takes us to enough. So, Hadrig, salvage them. Salvage them. 78 reusable parts, that's definitely enough. So we'll grab this, we'll drop off all of these. And let's try again. Yeah, 129, and we only need 50. The Twisted Sword. Well, that's a bit pants. Certainly not the one we wanted. I mean, it's an interesting one, but we're certainly not going to be doing an energy twister build. So this can go over here, ready to have the power sucked out of it. Okay, I think I'm going to finish on that Great Rift that we've got. So let's run in and do this. Let's put it up to Torment 3. Well, we've got enough that we can empower it as well. In fact, no. Let's go up to 17. Because I'm pretty certain we're going to be okay at this. It's only 2 levels above what we were at. And this will very easily tell me if we're able to up the difficulty level. Does feel a bit more dangerous. But not like scary, scary dangerous. Just like, pay attention dangerous. Damn elemental twerkers. Now this is another reason why I like teleport not actually taking arcane power, because if we need to get out of here, we will just be bombing out. Conduit pylon, brilliant. Bang. That's put us ahead on time, which is just what we needed. We are quite low on arcane power. Damn, shielding annoying mobs.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
Grab, grab. Okay, next bunch of fools. It doesn't actually do that much damage, but it's very intimidating when the entire screen is electrified and it's not being caused by you. That's kind of how I feel. And certainly when we get more parts of the Firebird set, our survivability will massively increase, our kill speed will massively increase, and that'll all obviously help us push further without worrying so much. But in the meantime, it pays to be cautious. And it pays to not be standing in the middle when they charge in and potentially try and one-shot you. Right, let's focus up a little. Get a nice cluster together. And we're still doing decent amounts of damage with even the Poison Nova from the Mad Monarch Scepter that we have. And it all contributes to our success, assuming we don't die. I mean, if we die, then it's obviously quite unsuccessful, but... anything of interest down here? No, not really. Alright, well, we'll kill a couple on the way out.
They could see me now.
And we'll just push on this way. Nice group to kill just before we leave. And into a new area.
I'm just warming up.
Now, eventually, we're also going to have the Halo of Arlis, and when we get hit in, we'll be putting out Frost Novas. And with the Ancient Path and Defenders, that'll be further increasing our survivability. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that we're going to be doing to allow us to move forwards without worrying. It's just a little bit unfortunate that it all relies on stuff we don't have at the moment. Well, we've got the Ancient Path and Defenders, but they're like level 42 pants ones, so we're not going to use those. But we're aware of what we need to do, what we need to find, and how we're going to improve. And we are so low on arcane power. Right, now he's dead. Let's take just a second to let it recover. We'll put this Garrigan point into resource cost reduction. There's nothing that way. Is there anything this way? There is. Nice little cluster of things. And a channeling pylon. Alright, well, that's actually going to help. Channeling pylon actually lets us just like meteor spam everywhere. It's about to wear off though, so got to start paying attention again. There we go. That was quite a significant boost in our progress. Definitely trying to be cautious with the damage we take though. I don't want to get blindsided by something and then all of a sudden we're popping all of our deaths at the same time. It's the kind of thing that can give you nightmares. Like out here, I can see blues on the left, I can see yellows on the right. We want to face them one at a time, ideally. So, he's gone. Man, I need more arcane power. There we go. Not actually in danger, but more intimidated. Hey, shield pilot. That will help with the Rift Guardian. Right. Let's try and use it while we got it. Erathon. Still got a lot of time left on that. Right, it is worth us waiting for our arcane power to come back. While we've got the shield pylon, we can't be knocked around, and our damage increases for every second we channel, so it's totally worth it. You will do more damage over time if you do that. And we get a ring and moratorium. Awesome. Okay, moratorium. Damage dealt is staggered over a couple of seconds. It's an interesting gem. I've not thought of a build that could use it well, but I'm sure it's something that we'll potentially look at. Let's just keep pushing this Bane of the Stricken up as much as we can. We're getting unlucky with that, though. And an Oculus ring. Alright, well, you're going to have this. That wasn't where I put it. I wanted it to go there, but that's absolutely fine. The Oculus ring will create areas of power. That's going to be really useful standing within them, which we'll try and do as much as possible. We'll increase our damage outputs quite significantly. We'll put these points in over here, and I think salvage up the bits that we have. We're up to 9 Death Breaths again. It's still going to be quite a while before we can do another sword. So let's just ask for 3 belts. Be disappointed once again, and we will tidy up our stuff. But I think that's a good point for us to finish that episode. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed this. It's still an absolute ton of fun for me. We are kind of stagnating a little bit while we're trying to find the items we need, but we just need to keep pushing forwards, and eventually RNGesus will smile on us. If you are enjoying these videos, be sure to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, then you can do so now and you'll be told when I go live in the future. Otherwise, I'll see you next time for some more Diablo 3. See you soon.